So, this is the first ever rendition of the new Sr-71 I've been building. And this is different from the one that I built before on this channel, because the first one I just kind of threw it together by putting paper slats, and there was no templates involved really, except for just the basic outline or something. This one I did a skeleton, so I thought, you know, I need a skeleton so we can have a more detailed kind of presentation on the curves here, which you can see is really good on this. It is 100% 100-pound cardstock. This is just copy paper, so it's all wrinkled. But you can see where I was going. This was built completely in Inkscape, so completely 2D design. Very hard to kind of get that 3D angle on all sides in a 2D software, but it's possible. So that was that. Then I built this one. This one was built in 3D, so I made it in a 3D software. I tried to do the Blender donut, but couldn't do that. It's too complicated. This is easier. So I built this in SketchUp software, and as you can see, it's much better, although I did a lot of little hacks, so I wasn't building it completely correctly. But as you can see, the idea is much better. You see how it's much smoother? Like before, it was just me cutting a random paper shapes and trying to put it, but now it's much smoother, as you can see, and this is what we're going for. So much cleaner. The shape is so much more well defined, as you can see. This is, if you put it side view with the real Sr-71, it'll match up. Front view, it'll match up, because this was built off of the most accurate plans I could find. They included cross sections and multiple images. I had like 40 images I was, you know, looking at in like a carousel. So this is the nose, the first one I built. Then I built, actually this is not the second one. There was a second model, I posted it, it looked absolutely terrible. It was made of white paper, and it was nice, but it was completely, had a lot of gaps. This is the somewhat latest one. I'm not going to show you guys the latest one yet, because I have to do some tweaks. But this is the second to latest one, and as you can see, the shape is so much more well defined. This may be, though, this is the most well defined paper model I've ever made. Now, it's not perfect. You can see the seam lines are still there. The seam lines are still there, especially here. This was random. I just put this as a patch. But you can see, even at the back, just look at that. It's like very well shaped. And, oh, well, I'll get to that later. So, that's pretty much it. You can see the Sr-71. The front has that Angry Birds type look. The canopy is much more accurate. I have some work to do on the canopy. The canopy was kind of an afterthought, but it's pretty good. I'm going to redo it, of course. But you can see I tried to work on the, let me focus. I tried to work on the folding lines a little. So you can see it kind of gives that nice look to it. So it has multiple parts. There's tiny parts here. Tiny parts. I love tiny parts. So, this is the back. Much better back here. Let me focus. This manual focus. Very smooth. Look at that shape. It goes like this, and it goes, it like integrates and integrates there. Now the thing is, when you're building a model like this, you have to think about how the folds how the creases interact. Because if this has a crease like this, it'll throw off the look of the model. So it has to be, you know, in line with the basic shape, so it doesn't take you away from it. Because here it goes down, it like meets in like kind of an arrow shape. So that's kind of reflected in the line. So this line shows you that there's supposed to be a thing here. And that's a trade-off with making a paper model, which I love. You're going to see these seam lines. No matter how smooth you do it, you're always going to see seam lines. So that's the top, as you can see, much better. Let's go to the bottom. Now the bottom, I didn't want to waste my nice cardstock paper on a little prototype model, so I just started using copy paper just to get the idea across. And you can see the shape is really good. And the Sr-71 does have the slight curve in the thing, so 3D it really captured all of that and put it in a nice paper model I can just cut out and build. So you can see the skin here is much better as well, pretty smooth. These black lines are just from the printer ink. You can't see it. That's a nice thing about building in black too. I don't have to reverse anything. I just build it and you can't see the black printer lines. There's black printer lines all along here, but you can't see it. They're like guides and stuff, but you can't really see it. So when I'm cutting it, it makes it harder to cut because I'm literally having to look down, like zoom into it to see what I'm cutting. But, you know, anyway. So this is the bottom. Pretty smooth. Copy paper, so it looks terrible. This is the front. It's all terrible. I'm gonna redo this whole model. I don't care about it. See? Now there's a skeleton. This hole here will be for the landing gear, because I made landing gear bay doors and everything. So they're going to sit in there, and the landing gear can poke out there when it's all done. So the special thing about this from this is that the skeleton is so much more well defined, and that allows me to build the skeleton first and then lay the paper out on it, which gives it very strong. This is strong. It feels like very solid. There's no give because it doesn't have any give anywhere, vertically, horizontally. So that is pretty much the basic idea behind it. And of course you have the cutouts. All this weird coloring you're seeing here is spray paint. It's dried, but I used spray glue to I was doing this bottom part. It's so rough. I just used spray glue and just smack the paper over it, except for this part. I try to do this part well, somewhat well. So for the next build I do, I'm going to actually try to do it correctly. I'm going to put slats and build the paper model, the paper faces, all these faces that make up the shape, and try to butt them up against each other so that they're smooth. You ready to know what it is? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I might have to put out more videos like this, because I know nice quality videos with multiple angles and ups and downs is nice, but I think you guys prefer to just see what I'm doing also, instead of high quality videos all the time. At least I try to be high quality. I hope I'm high quality. Am I high quality? I'm having existential crisis right now. Am I high quality? Please tell me if I'm quality. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Sr-71. Build log. It's not that serious, but this is it.